Hi dolls, welcome back. I'm really excited about today's video. I have a very special guest with me. He is like my little brother to me. He's the perfect example of two things that I strongly believe in. One of them is that I don't believe in luck. To me, there is no luck if you're not prepared for that moment of opportunity. Also, another thing that I strongly believe in is that you can do anything in life. Nothing is impossible. But today we're going to do this as we do glam on a very special model. Honestly, and it wasn't planned out, but everything just worked fine. You'll see why as we do hair and makeup today. But I won't keep you waiting. Here is Jayden.
Hi.
Hello. He is such an inspiration to me. His story, his life story, everything he has gone through in life, and to be standing here and being this amazing man that he is, to me is amazing. It's really touching, and I'm going to let him share his story with all of you. But here's our amazing model, Evelyn Carvajal. You've probably seen her on Dancing with the Stars, Mis Sueños Bailar. Amazing, talented dancer. Hola, hola. But yes, let's do this. So I met Jayden about 7 years ago. I met him through a friend, and at that moment in his life, he was going through a lot. You know, he was pretty much homeless. He had literally no money for food.
Literally no money.
Like no money.
No money.
But one thing that really touched me was the fact that he didn't have family here, you know? And I thought to myself, what would I do? How would I be if I was in his situation, you know, without my family? And the life that I pictured myself in was not somewhere I would have want anyone to go through. And that's when I was like, no, like I can't just leave him and let him find himself to that direction, you know what I mean? But I'll let him tell you more.
So I actually met him a little longer than 7 years. My parents passed away when I was really young. One of the things that Francisco admires is that my father my father killed my mother. And I was the first one to witness. I was the one that walked into the scene. I was only 4th, 5th grade. So that's one of the things that he always is super, I guess.
Yeah, I admire about him, you know, because like any person in that situation wouldn't, I don't know what I would do. He didn't let that make him fall to the ground. I mean, mentally, what it does to you is very dramatic for anyone, you know, but he was good.
So again, my dad, my mom, then he committed suicide, and it was something that definitely impacted life. It definitely made me who I am today, without a doubt. But because of that, it didn't stop me from wanting to do better and wanting better for myself. I'm not gonna lie, obviously you do get sidetracked here and there with life, obviously, but the dream pursues, and I believe that with work and dedication, anything is honestly possible.
But did you always know you wanted to do makeup?
Not necessarily. That's the thing every makeup artist gets asked, like, I'm not one of those. Sorry.
And one of the things I would do to like really keep an eye on him, because I didn't want to leave him, you know, with people who he was being surrounded with at that moment, you know, like I knew them and they were not good influence. And I was working on a TV network, Stay at the Den, Channel 64, and at that time they were filming Mis Sueños Bailar, which is the Spanish version of Dancing with the Stars. I would pick him up every day and take him on set with me. My goal with that was for him to be inspired and motivated to either become a hairstylist or a makeup artist or a camera guy or a dancer or an actor. There was so much talent on that set.
It was a lot of fun. I got to obviously be around a lot of people, really people that I would be starstruck here and there, and I was like, oh my god, this is awesome.
I would tell them like, Jayden, you can't ask for a picture.
A lot of habits that I learned in that set are habits that I use in life now. I've been lucky enough to work with a few celebrities by now, and I think it always stuck with me because I never really go, and I'm not a fan. I think I'm more like, hey, you're here to do your job, I'm gonna do mine, let's do this. I do talk to them obviously, but I talk to them as a normal person would, and I think that's one of the things that's definitely, I would say it's etiquette that I learned through obviously everything he exposed me to.
I would tell them, you know, you can't act like if you're here, you make yourself invisible, because I mean like, I'm not supposed to be bringing you on set. I always thought to myself, I'm not doing nothing bad. If they tell me something about him or my sister, you know, I'm not doing anything bad, I'm just bringing them to be in the audience, you know, because that was my excuse. They always needed people to be in the audience. So I would always tell them, you know, as soon as we get there, you guys know where to go. And they would go sit in the audience, and at lunch, when I took my lunch, they would bring food, and I would sneak out 2 extra boxes so that me and my sister can eat.
You really would.
But there was times that I would take them backstage, but oh my god, I would be so nervous.
But yeah, no, it was a lot of fun, and again, I think I learned a lot of set etiquette that a lot of people nowadays tend to forget about, and definitely I think it's one of the things that's helped me as an artist now, because I know what to do, what not to do.
But one of the reasons why I stood in that friendship that I was with, the friend that I met him through, was because I needed to make sure that he was going to be okay, you know? Because as soon as Jayden moved to Vegas, I stopped talking to this friend, you know? Like, I felt like I didn't have nothing else to do there, you know? Like I said, it wasn't good. It was very toxic, a very toxic friendship. But I had to stay in it because he didn't have food. You know, he didn't have money to eat, so my excuse was to go visit my friend at that time so that I can give Jayden money so that he can go eat. And another thing that really, to me, is really inspiring and admiring that he's still here, like I said, standing here and doing makeup, is that he has no family. He has one aunt, and she lives in Michigan, so it's like Michigan is really far. And I know, I'm sure, if you put yourself in this situation, I know, you know, just imagine how you would feel without having family here, without having someone to rely on or just to talk to or come home to or spend holidays with, you know. That to me is like, I honestly don't know a lot of cases where people are still doing good for themselves. Because someone that goes through life experiencing something like that either ends up in drugs, ends up in jail, or in gangs. There's no really a happy ending to their story. But here he is, you know, like that to me is amazing. But when did you start doing it?
When I moved to LA, I didn't have the skills. I just didn't have it. You know, usually have it, you know, without having too much, I guess, money. It became one of those things where it's like, should you just take a regular little tiny job, try to get something, or do you follow your dream? But definitely being on set, it definitely brought that out of me. I started looking at makeup in a different way. I think for me, it's just making the girls look pretty. I'm like, because women are naturally beautiful. So if you just do a couple, two little... So if you do a couple of little tiny touches, like a woman can look incredible, and that's definitely my technique when it comes to like makeup. And then now, I mean, I've been fortunate enough. I'm super busy in Las Vegas, working from bridal to now doing with celebrities and now people that do influence and all those things. So it's definitely something that I want to be into.
But tell them how it was that you were when you touched up Paris Hilton. You know, tell us about that moment.
So when I was able to do that, it was something that was very unexpected. It was out of nowhere. I have a friend that knew of someone, a hairstylist in Las Vegas, and needed someone to do makeup for, they just said Nikki Hilton. And I was just like, okay, you know, like, I'll do it, obviously. Was I nervous? Yes. Like every, you know, it's like your first big celebrity that you work on. So I was like, okay. And they came into the city. They were filming Paris in Love, which I think it aired not too long ago. So they were there in Vegas, and there was a couple other artists there in town from Las Vegas where, you know, they asked for pictures at the end, and you could tell they were a little bothered. So I think I've always had a competitive side. So I knew, like I thought of that, I learned from him, is that there's always someone that needs to stay to do touch-ups. So I started making myself like, hey, like, so he's staying, what the producer needs. I started talking to the producers, and eventually I was the last one standing. So that's when I knew that I was like, okay, maybe this is really what I want to be doing, really working with celebrities, because you would think that the first time they would kind of like hire, you know, like just get hired by luck. But in reality, the second time, like the assistant texted me and she's like, hey, we're gonna be back, we're filming another episode, we would love to have you, and that's basically it.
That's honestly one thing that all of you, I mean, whether you're pursuing makeup or hair, is that you have to pay your dues. Don't expect that everything's gonna happen overnight, you know? Nothing's gonna happen overnight. It actually took me 5 years to actually even start getting paid. You have to prove yourself to them, you know? And you have to do a lot of free work. But all that preparation is just preparing yourself. You know, you have to be prepared to be able to take that moment of opportunity when it presents itself. I'm not lucky. I went through a lot to get to where I'm at, and it's a lot of hard work and dedication and passion. You know, one door will close and many will close, but you know what? 2 more will open. It's in those moments like when you're about to give up that door's gonna open.
Well, yeah, I think one of the things that I was talking to Alan earlier was that everyone has their own journey. I could have been doing this and that, but like you're exactly where you're supposed to be, and I think that's definitely stuck with me. Like knowing that you're always exactly where you're supposed to be, and that everybody has their own journey. I think that's one of the most beautiful things to look forward to.
Yeah, that's so true. And that's what you have to know, you know, everybody struggles at the beginning. Nothing is really handed to no one in life, you know. You have to go out there and get it and go after it, you know, you have to be hungry for it. You can't let nothing stop you, you know, because at the end of the day, any situation or any circumstance that you're going through, or person, whatever, they're not holding you back. Your time is going to be when you decide to actually go and do something. It doesn't matter where you start or how you start, as long as you go and do that first step to start doing something towards your future, that's when your moment comes. Don't have what is, just do it. Failure to me, I always saw it as it actually pushed me to even do better, because every time I failed, I felt like I was actually doing something. I felt good to fail. I felt so good to make a mistake, because to me it wasn't a mistake. It was a learning experience to not do in the future or to not do it again, because that mistake or failure actually was getting me closer to where I needed to get to. That's how you need to see failure. You know, and someone rejects you, see it as them doing you a favor, you know, a favor of they're not gonna waste your time. You know, because there's someone who's giving you false hopes about giving you a job or something, and they're just not real. You know, they're just wasting your time, and your time is valuable, your time is precious. That's how you need to see rejection and failure, because those things are actually a positive thing. I see them as a positive thing.
And also I think one of the things that it's definitely helped me would be more of like wishing well on others. Sometimes as an artist, you see another artist doing really awesome things that you wish you had the chance to do or the opportunity to, and instead of kind of like being, I guess, upset or more confused or more, you know, asking the universe, why them and not me? I think it's as long as you wish people well, like those things will eventually present to you. I think
That's so true.
Honestly, just kind of wishing well on people.
Because everything bad or negative that you wish to someone, it's just gonna come to you 10 times worse. You know, stop wasting your time on hating on people or like wishing that you had their lifestyle or this and that. You can create that lifestyle. What do you gain by hating on someone? By bad-mouthing them or just spreading rumors? What are you really gaining? Like, what do you really actually get out of that, you know? And I'm not saying you do it, you know, but wish good to someone, you know? And another thing is, be grateful. You have to be grateful even for the smallest things that you have now. Even if it's not what you want, just be grateful that you have it, because other people probably don't even have that.
Yeah.
Like him, he has no family, he has no parents, and we're taking for granted our parents.
That's one of the things, yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's one of the things that I used to, when I was younger, when I was a teenager, I used to think about, before I met you, when I still lived in Michigan, I would see a lot of my friends be maybe not the nicest to their parents, or not listen to us well, or even like seeing like friends get yelled at by their parents. I would envy, because I didn't have that, you know? I didn't have someone to be like, hey, you need to be at home by 10:30. Like, it didn't really matter, I guess. So this is one of the things that I always tell my friends, definitely to be grateful. I actually was talking to my boyfriend, I was telling him, go visit your mom. Like, you need to spend time with her.
Yeah, be grateful for those things that honestly, like, maybe this is a time to reflect on those things, because I do it all the time. I am so ungrateful for things that I'm being ungrateful for, but I don't even know I'm doing it. You know, and I see them after, like, I step out of that situation or whatever, you know, I mean, like, you know, I'll reflect on it at night. You know, that's where I do all my reflections, or when I'm driving. When I'm driving, to me, that's my time to think, reflect, and see what I need to fix or see what I need to change. And that's when I realize that there's things that I'm extremely ungrateful for, you know? And I try to change them, but like I said, we're humans. We're not perfect. Nobody's perfect. You know, no one is perfect. Not even J-Lo's perfect. And I only say her because to me she's perfect. She's not perfect. You know, we all have flaws and we're not perfect, but the good thing, what matters and is important is actually to reflect on those things, on those mistakes, in order to change. There's no shame in apologizing. There isn't. You know, it makes you a better person. You know, it really does. It makes you look good in front of clients. It makes you look in front of anything. You know, it just makes you look good. You know, like, it makes you look amazing. Like, when you reflect and apologize, don't be afraid to apologize.
But also one of the things I've always thought about is always definitely being yourself, you know? Yeah. I know it sounds cheesy because everyone's like, be yourself, but I think really those are one of the things that has definitely helped me, without a doubt, yeah.
Oh yeah. And another thing is help others. Don't feel like by you helping someone, they're going to take away your clients, you know, or take away that job position, whatever. You know, help others. You know, you don't lose anything by helping someone or teaching someone. what you're doing or your skill, you know? Like I said, I feel like this world needs a lot more people who are motivating each other, pushing each other, helping each other, and being there for each other. One of the things why I'm so passionate about what I do is that I feel like talent changes the world, changes lives. I feel like talent is the key to world peace, to ending so much war, hate, discrimination, anything that is negative, you know, it's talent. Being creative and being in that environment and seeing other people, it really, if you think about it, it really does put a smile on your face. It makes you connect with that person. It motivates you to take action and start doing your talent, what you're good at. One of the things I'm so passionate about also in my career is that I get to change lives. It doesn't cost me anything. Just by being with them for an hour, you know, boom, the woman that sat on my chair 1 second, an hour later, it's not the same woman. Just that joy, that feeling is like, wow, I want to do it again.
I would say also like I guess if you're working freelance makeup artist, whatever vibe you walk into your appointment, that's how your appointment will exactly go. I don't know if that's ever happened to you.
No, it's so true.
Has it happened to you?
Yeah.
Like, you're just not having maybe like the best day. Maybe I used to do that a few years back, where I would walk into an appointment and I would just kind of be like, oh, I fucking have to do this.
Yeah.
And that's literally how the appointment would feel at the end, like I had to do this, and is it my best work? No, did I get it done? Yes. But it's just the appointment would not be the best.
Yeah, you left that vibe in that
100%. That's really a thing.
You know,
it's
like
really a thing.
Leave your problems at home. Your client doesn't care. I'm sorry to tell you, and it sounds so cruel and selfish. You know, it does. You know, they're not there to listen to your problems or to help you resolve your problems. They have their own problems to worry about and take care of, you know? You're only there to do your work, and that's all that matters to them, you know? Whether you're late and you don't have a car, that to them, I mean, they do care because they care for you, you know? But you have to, you know, realize that that's not their problem. You know, leave all that negative energy outside and enter with a fake smile. When you fake something, people will believe it. And it really, even yourself will start believing it, you know? Just enter with a fake smile. You know what? In 5 minutes, I'm sure you're gonna be smiling for real. Whatever emotion you're feeling, you can change it in a few minutes if you really put your mind to it. You know, like how they say, fake it till you make it. That's also one thing that I was told Jayden, you know? If you don't know what to do when what they're asking you to do, don't show it. I'm gonna never show that you can't do the look that they're asking you to do. I'm like, fake it. You know, pretend that you know how to do it, and whatever you do, just act like it's the most amazing thing you've ever done and created on someone. And you know what? That person will also believe that it's the most amazing thing you have ever created on someone. You know?
That's the thing. I think as long as you know how to create your brand or your branding, know what you like and what you don't like.
Your identity. Identify your identity.
Yeah.
You will do that on your own. So we had to take a break because I was really shiny and I looked like a burnt, shiny marshmallow. I'm just kidding, but we had to take a break because we were talking a lot because we're really passionate about this subject, you know? But yeah, let's continue. I want you to share with us a moment in your career where something that happened that you learned from it.
I think maybe back in my career when I was starting, I would get a lot of quinceañeras. And those little girls are not the nicest. If you're a Latino makeup artist, you probably work with quinceañeras at one point in your career. And
Is there a reason I don't work with them?
there is a reason why I also don't work with them nowadays, or I stay away from teenager stuff. But it's probably, I guess, as far as something I've learned is to manage my time. One of the things that I found myself doing maybe like a couple years ago is double scheduling myself. Double booking yourself, staying organized, maybe that's been tragic because I've double booked myself for sure. It's happened.
At the end of the day, yes, the money's great. But at the end of the day, you do it because you're passionate about it. To not give up. To be this amazing other person so that he can go and push someone else. You know, at the end of the day, that's all I want. You know, if it's only just one person or two, you know, amazing. You know, but just push each other, you know.
It's been amazing to
awesome.
continue helping people in general. Things, come back and they triple. Maybe, like I said earlier, like if you do something right or if you do something well, it comes back.
And remember this, nothing is stopping you except yourself. No one else. And that's the end. Goodbye. Till next time. I love you. Bye.
By the way, don't forget to subscribe.
So we have transformed a woman without makeup and no inspiration into a princess. Now she's gonna go conquer the world.
That's right.
Thank you so much for being here today, dolls. Once again, I love you all and I hope you got something out of this. That's our only goal. We love you. Till next time. Thank you.
Bye.
To my beautiful ladies. Love you all.
Hit the like button and
Don't forget to subscribe.
Hey Jayden.
What's up?
We did this.
We sure
yeah.
did. It's amazing.
Call us when you want to look like this. Pelazo, cuerpazo, culazo.